remember coming in as an actor, and I was one of 16 acting majors that were selected for that year, and I was the only African American male in my acting class. And I was like, oh, okay. It doesn't particularly surprise me much, but okay. And I started taking classes in the School of Communications, and I was also, it was very scarce as far as seeing people of color. But what intrigued me more was the fact that I was around a lot of people who had never been around people of color for a prolonged period of time before. So I thought to myself, if they've never been around a person of color for a long period of time, where do their perceptions about us come from? Something that's worth mentioning, when season 1 of the show was being written, protests were taking place in Ferguson. The Michael Brown case was still occurring, like the events had just happened. There were people that were upset about it, and there were a lot of people that were on the news, that were on television, making statements about Michael Brown. And what they were saying was, oh, he's a thug, he's a terrible human being, he got suspended from school for this, he wasn't intelligent. But they were completely ignoring his humanity. The first thing that they did was they dehumanized him as a person, and they started trying to put all these labels on him so that people would view him negatively. So part of the influence for what we did for the show came from, okay, when you look at the news, what are they calling us? What did they call Michael? What did they call Trayvon? What words did they use, and how can we take that and flip that on its head? Because, okay, this is what you think we are, but we're also this too. We have depth as people of color, African Americans. We're multi-dimensional.
The main characters are just 3 average, like, college-aged boys, but they're all black. So I guess people would have their perceptions on what they believe a black college student would act like. Like, they're all black and they don't go to HBCUs. They go to a primarily white school, and so people would have their stereotypes on like what that kind of person would act like. I feel like all 3 of the characters are huge nerds, so they're sort of like breaking any kind of stereotypes and ideas that would already be in place.
So my character's name is Terry. He's kind of the quieter one of the group, like always has his headphones in, listens to music a lot, but he's like really funny and sassy in the times that he does speak. And so it's really funny to kind of see the dynamic between him and the other 2, because the other 2 are really loud and brash and really big personalities, but Terry also has a really big personality that just doesn't come out as often. And so having those 3, I feel like gives a really good dynamic in terms of characters. What Tony is doing is really great, because he is essentially like combating some of the racial barriers that we can see in today's media. And I think it's great that he's doing it, that the outlet that he chose is on a college campus, because I feel like college students are the ones to kind of take this information and grow from it. And so this is a really essential time in terms of our society where we kind of have some issues with race, and to give students the opportunity to see this footage and to see what happens to black people in this situation, or to see some of the things that minorities can go through in a very comical way. I think that's very crucial in today's society, is kind of knocking down those barriers that we have.
I hope that a lot of people watch, and I hope it makes an impact on other people, and I hope it inspires other people to make more diverse content to like add on to ours.
We're filming stuff right now so that generations of kids can grow up and see themselves in a positive light, and people won't have those stereotypes that led to cases like Michael Brown. Weird Enough Productions is the first step in my plan to make history.